Is blindness a barrier? No.
Is deafness a barrier? No.
Are mobility, learning, cognitive disabilities, speech impairments and others, or even a combination of them, barriers? No way. Lack of accessibility is.
Welcome to Web Accessibility for All.
Follow the blind. This journey starts now.
Back in my day, design was about aesthetics first. We crafted beautiful visuals and added accessibility as an afterthought, if we even thought of it.
But that limits so many people. Universal design opens the door for everyone to experience the product as intended.
True, but implementing all of that sounds really overwhelming.
It's a challenge, but think about the outcome. Inclusive design means reaching more people, with fewer modifications down the road. It's a priority that meets today's diverse user needs.
Hello, my friend. Welcome back to Web Accessibility for All, where we break down the barriers to digital inclusion. I am your host, Ariel. Today, we are embarking on a journey into the world of universal design. You will discover what universal design truly means, why it's a game changer for accessible experiences, and how mastering its 7 core principles can revolutionize your approach to design and development. Get ready to rethink the way you create digital products and services. Let's dive in.
What is universal design?
Let's start from the beginning. What actually is universal design? Well, universal design is about creating products, environments, and experiences that everyone can use, no matter their age, size, ability, or disability. The World Wide Web Consortium, or W3C, describes universal design as a
design approach that meets the diverse needs of all potential users.
Think of it as accessibility at its most basic, making sure everyone can use a product, service, or digital tool. That's the core of universal design, building inclusivity from the start, not as an afterthought.
A historical glance at universal design.
Universal design was first introduced in the 1980s by architect Ronald Mays. His idea was to create physical spaces that everyone could use from the beginning, without needing special modifications. This concept has spread to digital design, where we apply these principles to make interfaces and online environments more inclusive. The big difference is that traditional design often focuses on a typical user, while universal design actively removes barriers before they even appear.
I've tried using some websites, but the buttons are too small. Or things are hidden behind endless menus. It's a nightmare.
Exactly. And that's why universal design focuses on principles like size and space, for approach and use. We're working to make buttons large, labels clear, and interfaces accessible.
Universal, inclusive, and accessible design. Are they the same?
The short answer is no, but they do overlap and complement each other. Universal design is about creating products that anyone can use without special adjustments. It's a one-size-fits-all approach that aims to design experiences for everyone. Accessible design specifically focuses on making products usable by people with disabilities. is about meeting the basic requirements set by standards like the WCAG. Inclusive design is a process-focused approach. Instead of aiming for a single design for everyone, it emphasizes understanding the diverse needs of different groups. With inclusive design, we might have different ways for people to interact with the product based on their specific needs. So, while they are distinct, they work together. Universal design can set the foundation, while inclusive design processes and accessible design standards ensure everyone's needs are met.
The 7 Principles of Universal Design.
1. Equitable use.
This principle means that design should be useful to everyone regardless of their abilities. Everyone deserves a fair experience. As the W3C says,
Accessibility must be available for everyone, not just people with disabilities.
for example, using clear language, accessible forms, and avoiding CAPTCHAs can make a site more equitable.
2. Flexibility in use.
Flexibility in use means offering choices. It lets people decide how they want to interact. Imagine an interface that works with screen readers, has keyboard shortcuts, voice commands, and can adjust its layout. Flexibility in use empowers people to choose what suits them best.
3. Simple and intuitive use.
Universal design means designs should be easy to understand, no matter how much experience a user has. A good example is a navigation menu that is consistent across the site, icons with labels, and instructions in plain language. If users have to guess what a button does, it's a design problem.
4. Perceptible information.
Users should be able to understand information no matter where they are or what their abilities are. That means adding alternatives like text for images, captions for videos, and good contrast for people with low vision. Think of a fire alarm with flashing lights, sound, and vibrations. This principle applies the same idea to the digital world.
5. Tolerance for error.
This principle is about preventing mistakes or making it easy to recover from them. It's about building in safeguards and confirmations. Ever seen a warning on a form asking if you want to leave without saving? Or an undo button after deleting something? Tolerance for error means users don't have to be perfect. They can make mistakes without serious consequences.
6. Low physical effort.
Tasks shouldn't require too much strength or skill. On a website, this means reducing repetitive actions or minimizing steps for users with motor impairments. Design should avoid excessive scrolling or gestures that need perfect accuracy.
7. Size and space for approach and use.
The final principle is about making navigation easy for everyone. Think of larger touch targets on mobile devices to accommodate those with limited dexterity, or in physical spaces, wide doorways for wheelchair users.
Practical steps for designers and developers.
So, how do we put this into action? Here are some practical steps. designers and developers can take to incorporate universal design principles into their work.
Understanding diverse user needs.
First, designers and developers need to expand their understanding of the user base. That means looking beyond the average user. Tools like empathy exercises, which simulate disabilities, or real user testing with a diverse group, can provide valuable insights into how different people interact with designs. Collaborating with individuals from various backgrounds, like the elderly or people with disabilities, can also offer early feedback.
Incorporate accessibility tools from the start.
In terms of tools, start accessibility checks early. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines and tools for accessibility testing can help you catch issues at the coding stage. For designers, contrast checkers, color blindness simulators, and keyboard-only navigation tests are essential. These tools are valuable not just for meeting accessibility standards, but for fulfilling universal design broader goals.
Designing for flexibility and ease of use.
Designers, let's prioritize flexibility. This means creating designs that adapt to different devices and user preferences. Think responsive design, layouts that adjust to screens of all sizes. And don't forget about adjustable font sizes and high contrast themes. Everyone should be able to read and understand your designs. Developers, let's embrace progressive enhancement. Start with the basics, a simple, accessible foundation that works for everyone. Then add extra features and functionality for those who want more. This way, we ensure that even users with older devices or limited abilities can access the core features.
Ensuring perceptible and tolerant designs.
For perceptibility, design systems should rely on more than just visual indicators. Using both visual and auditory cues, like sound alerts alongside on-screen notifications, can greatly improve usability. To address tolerance for error, consider implementing confirmation dialogues for potentially destructive actions and offering undo options.
Documentation and training.
Finally, documentation. Create accessible documentation for designers and developers on how to implement universal design. Consistent training can also ensure teams stay updated on the latest practices, especially as user needs evolve.
So you're telling me I need to start thinking about color contrast, font sizes, and usability for every single person who might visit the site?
Exactly. And I'd recommend looking into tools that simulate different accessibility needs. For example, if you use a color contrast checker or try navigating the site with a screen reader, you'll spot barriers you might have missed otherwise.
Interesting. I always thought accessibility was just about adding all text or labels. Sounds like it's a lot more holistic than that.
Definitely. Universal design is about creating a cohesive experience where all users can feel at ease. Plus, if we build it into the foundation, we won't have to scramble to fix accessibility issues down the line.
Fair point. Building accessible experiences is good for the user and the brand.
Integrating universal design into development cycles.
Universal design isn't just about helping users. It changes how teams work together. It fosters a culture of inclusion, encouraging everyone, from developers to managers, to think beyond the surface level. When we implement universal design effectively, we save time, reduce rework, and enhance user satisfaction. Developers benefit from a clear framework for writing accessible code. Designers gain from a set of principles guiding the creation of more inclusive layouts and interactions.
The impact of universal design on digital product development.
Universal design shifts our perspective on digital products. It makes accessibility a core part of the process, not something that we add on later. In tech, focusing on flexibility, clear information, and error prevention directly improves a product inclusivity and ease of use. I hope this episode has given you some practical insights to integrate into your next project. Remember, accessibility isn't just a box to tick. It's a mindset, a skill set. By designing with everyone in mind, you are not just complying with regulations, you are crafting better, more inclusive digital experiences. So let's keep pushing the boundaries of accessibility. Let's build a digital world where everyone feels welcomed. Thanks for tuning in to Web Accessibility for All. Until next time, keep designing for everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks for joining us today. Subscribe for a new challenge next week. And don't be shy. Leave us a review or ask your accessibility questions online. See you next week for another episode of Web Accessibility for All.